Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. This is Shahid Shazad Bajwa. Today we are going to discuss a topic arrays. Let's see what is basic definition of arrays. A collection of objects of the same type stored continuously in the memory under one name. May be type of any kind of variable or may be even the collection of array. For is to access any number of array, for passing two functions as a group. This is the basic definition of collection. Means we create an object with same type and under one name. So let's see another array applications. First of all, number one, given a list of test scores, determine the maximum and minimum scores. Number two, read in a list of student names and arrange them in alphabetical order, means sorting. Given the height measurements of students in a class, output the names of those students who are taller than average. So we can create a list for a same data type, like we can find maximum and minimum score from a list, or we can read a name of students and we can arrange them in alphabetical order. This technique is called sorting. Given the height measurements, different students are there in class and we can arrange them according to their height, taller and smaller. So in a single database or single object we can arrange different type of data by using different techniques. Then what are the basic examples we can use as a array? For example, integer a 10, an array of 10 integers. We have an example. We can write a0 comma a1 a2 and up to 9. So double b, we have array of 20 long floating point numbers, b0 b1 b2 b3 up to 19. Arrays of structs, unions, pointers, etc. are also allowed. In this array we can see that as an example, we are using number of elements. Like if I am saying integer a is a variable name and we have 10 variables. When we are starting this array, we are starting from 0 and it's ending up at 9, and then in second example from 0 to 19 means 20. Array index always start at 0 in C language. It must be very clear for everyone. When you are using C language, and in C language we have another example. You can see memory location 200, 201, 202, 203, 4, 5 and 6, and we have definitely memory address value data, and starting index is from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. So index is always starting from 0 in C language. Another examples, integers C, an array of unknown numbers of integers allowable in parameters of functions. Maybe it can be unlimited number of list. We can write like this, integer C with the blank brackets. We can also define like C0 comma C1 C2 and C max minus 1. So this is basically syntax of how you declare a variable for array or how you declare array. So index D, we can see we can also arrange 10 rows and 10 columns, 20 integers, d0 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 and d1, then d1 d0 d1 and 1 up to 9 and 19. It is not used often as a array of pointers. It is we normally use, but not often as a array of pointers. Then, dear students, how you can declare an array? We have syntax there. First of all, it contains three parts. First was type, then array name, and array size. So we must remember, when you declare an array, you need to write in three steps. First, what is the type of an array, then what is the name of array, and then what is the size of an array. Integer a 10. This is an exercise for us. We can also define the array elements are all values of the type. Definitely the size of the array is indicated by array size, the number of elements in the array. And array size is a must be an integer, constant, or constant expression. Note that an array can have multiple dimensions, so it is very important when you are going to declare an array, it can be a multiple dimensions. So these three points are important and part of declaring of an array. You must remember, and you must very careful when you are going to declare an array. Array of 10 uninitialized integers. Integer array 10. This is a very simple example. Array 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. If you will count from 0 to 9, it makes 10. So it is basically a box is from starting index is starting from 0, 1, 2, 3 and up to 5 and so on. It will continue. Then declare an array. Subscripting is there. Declare an array of 10 integers. Basically what I want to clear that what is basic definition of an array, and how you declare an array, what are the types of array, or what are the basic techniques we can use in the array. So in basic concept must be clear. Declare an array of 10 integers. Integer AR means array name, and 10 array of 10 integers. To access an individual elements, we must apply a subscript to array named AR. When you declare an array, you need a name, that is we are assigning AR. A subscript is a bracketed expression. The expression in the brackets is known as the index. Mostly examiner may ask you what is an index, or they can give you multiple choice. You must remember then the expression in the brackets is known as index. Or examiner may ask index is can represent in the form of brackets, semicolons, or other options can be given by examiner, but you must remember it is correct answer is bracket is we add brackets to represent expression in as index. First element of array has 0 index, AR 0. Then second element of array has index 1 and so on. Means second element of array must have will have AR 1. Then third means array 2, then fourth array 4, 5 and array 6 and so on up to last element that has an index 1 less than size of the array. When you declare an array, definitely you are writing integer AR equals to 10, array of 10 integers, but you are starting from 0, it will go up to 9. That is big mistake or common error in programming. When you write program or code your program, mostly students I have seen means if they are declaring an array of 10 integer or 20 integers, their index will remain they are starting index from number 1 means from 1 to 20, 10 or 20, whatever your integers array size is. So it less than one number less than from the number of array what are you are going to declare. Another example we can see array of 10 uninitialized integer array a 10 ar3 equals to 1 integer x equals to array 3. So index is starting from 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and array 1 array 0 array 1 array 1 2 3 4 up to 9, and these are the blocks how we subscript this array uninitialized of 10 elements. Now dear students, we have searching an array. When we are saying that we have an object which contains same elements that can be 10 20 100 up to your requirement, so definitely we can find a number, particular number, like if you have 20 students in class 3a or 5b, means 5b is array name, and then 20 or 30 students are there, these are the total number of arrays. So we can easily find who is number 10th student, who is 15th number students, who is 3 number students, who is 20th number students. So these are the basically searching techniques we use in array. There are many techniques for searching an array for particular value, but mostly and most common technique is sequential search. How it works and how we can utilize in our array. Search definitely start with at the beginning of the array and proceed a sequence until the either the value is found or the end of the arrow is reached. मीन्स जब आप इस वैल्यू को फाइंड आउट करने जाते हैं या तो वो कहीं मिड में मिल जाएगी, स्टार्टिंग में मिल जाएगी, या फिर जब तक आप टोटल नंबर ऑफ तक रीच नहीं कर लेते, आप पहुंच नहीं जाते, तब तक वो चलता रहेगा. इफ द array is only particular field, the search stops when the last meaningful value has been checked. It is not the most efficient way, but it works and is easy to program. For beginners programmers, it is very easy to do work on this methodology, but it is not efficient. Mostly they think, or just as easy start at the end and work backward towards the beginning. So you can repeat again and again to find any particular number from 1 to 20. If you are finding what is the value at number 15, then what is the name of students of number 9, and then you can go back and forward repeatedly. Then we have sorting an array. Sorting an array is a list of elements in another very common problem along with searching a list. So we are basically discussing how we can find a particular variable or value from an array or from an object. Sort numbers in ascending order, sort number in descending order, sort strings in alphabetic order, and different methodologies we can apply. So number can be searched in ascending order, or arrange in ascending or descending order, or you can arrange this alphabetical order. If you are remembering, if you are using Microsoft Excel, there is an option of arranging or sorting the elements. You can arrange them in ascending order, you can arrange in descending order, or you can arrange in alphabetical order. So same concept we are implementing there. There are many ways to sort list, just as there are many ways to search a list, like we have selection sort, insertion sort, and bubble sort. These three common methodologies we use to sort out our data in ascending order, descending order, alphabetical order, or any other order we can apply. So let's see. Selection sort example, what is selection sort and what is the best example or how it works. To sort an array on integers in ascending order, we are using ascending order methodology. Find the smallest number and record its index. Index is very clear to you. Definitely a memory location has index number, so we can swap, interchange a smallest number with the first element of the array. First you have to smallest number and record its index, then you have to swap and first element of number. The stored part of the array is now the first element. Means when you will find and interchange with numbers, definitely it will become first element. The understood part of the array is the remaining elements. Now interchange number is your first element and remainings are the part you have to find out. Repeat step 2 and 3 until all elements have been placed. You have to find and replace, find and replace, find and replace until you finally you go through to completely ascending order list. Each iteration increases the length of sorted part may be 1. Definitely when you find you interchange, then you find note the record the index number and you repeat same methodology again and again until you finally get your required results. Then we have insertion sort example. What is insertion sort, how it works? Basic idea is keep expanding the sorted portion by 1. Insert the next element into the right position in the sorted position. How we can represent this insertion sort example with help of an algorithm. Start with one element. Is it sorted? If it is sorted, then stored in portion. While the sorted portion is not in the entire array, because if it is not sorted, then definitely it is not in the entire array list. Find the right position in the stored portion for the next element, then insert the element. If necessary, move the other element down, expand the sorted portion by 1. So this is the basic idea how insertion sort works, keeping the expanding the sort portion by 1 or inserting the next element to the right position in the sorted position. This is called insertion sort methodology. Then we have a bubble sort example. Basic idea is expand the sorted portion by 1 by 1. You have to expand that to then sync the largest element to the bottom after comparing the adjacent element. The smaller items bubble up. How we can represent with help of algorithm? While the unsorted portion has more than one element, compare adjacent element, swap element if out of order, largest element at the bottom, reduce the understood portion by 1. So similarly, like other method techniques, we can also use this bubble sort techniques, expanding and storing the portion 1 by 1 and then sync the largest element to the bottom after comparing adjacent element. The smaller items bubble up. So when you find largest, then you replace with smaller and then you keep arranging until you find your required results. So then we have some examples how we can find the largest element by using different methodologies, or we can use any other methodology. Use a variable name max to store the largest element. It's common when you declare a variable. The given name should be very easy to understand and easy to shifting elements. We are using an other example. Retain the first element, shift elements left. So this is again we are using for loop mostly when you are coding for array in C language or C++. Most of the programmers prefer for loop to represent or sort out your data. For integer I equals to 1, I less than my list dot strength I plus plus my list, and you can see move the first element to fill in the last position. My list dot length minus 1 equals to temp. So double temp we are using a variable name, and which is equals to my list, which is 0. So this is simple coding to represent your searching techniques, or retain the first element and shift left. Then we have another example from C++ which prints numbers in reverse order. So you can see we are just initializing declaring libraries, then we are going to initialize variables, then we are taking input output and using for loop, and at the end we are counting and showing the output. So this is another example. You can code and see the output on your screen. For best practice you have to code programs as much you can do, or you can write codes first of all for beginning level, then you can move on expert level. So in this lecture we saw basic concept of array, what is an array, what was the basic definition, how you can declare an array. Then we saw what are the searching techniques or sorting techniques, and these are the basically basic concept of beginners who want to understand what is array. Hope you will understand, and you have to review this lecture 2 or 3 times for better understanding, and then you will know you have recovered so many points. And hope you will also subscribe my YouTube channel and join my Facebook page for more videos. Thank you so much.